with politics. You can never feed because of politics. Politicians have proven they have disappointed you, they have cheated you before. It is about your participation in the economy. It is about your participation in our democracy. It is about participation. It starts with the heart. What can we do to change our system, to change our country, to change our economy, and begin to move forward?
How can young people really begin to realize that, when it comes to job creation, it's not all about, knocking at a government office for you to get a job. Each time you graduate, you're waiting for the government to give you employment. I bring this question, Director, once again, reason being that just a day ago, we did see a protest, which was conducted by, a group of unemployed doctors demanding for jobs. And these are people who have been empowered with the skills, who possibly can maybe, make up a team and open their own, company, and begin to operate and, cushion the pressure which the government or Minister of Health has. But these are people that, for me, they want to get employed. Not only that, but there are thousands of people, millions of people that want to get employed by the government. At what point can we begin to realize that indeed when you graduate, it's not about you wanting to get employed, but it's about you employing other people?
That is a very good question, Commandant. I open up to the Zambian people in the question you've posed. That if you not care, fellow Zambians, this government that you are seeing, they'll be employing people after 5 years. They will not be employing people every year. If MMD government was employing every year, if UNIP government was employing every year, if under Chiluba, under Manawasa, they were employing every year, what is our problem today? Is it COVID? Is it the economy? These are some of the we need to sit on the round table, government public forums, and begin to discuss. Because again, one becomes a doctor today, and yet a person cannot be given a practice license. That's one thing you should know.
Yeah.
I spoke to some of those people, and they have every right to protest because those people, they are an association. And UPND is not something new to them. Those people had even the time to interact with UPND, chairperson for health. It's quiet. Those people had the time to interact with the current Minister of Health because she is the chairperson for mobilization. Let her come out in open and say we did not discuss. President Hichilema himself had time to discuss with those people, to meet with those people, either direct himself or using his people. You see? So those people that have got every right to meet the president. Leadership movement stands with the doctors that are protesting. We want doctors to be given practice license. If you can't employ them, send them to other countries. There are other countries that are in need of doctors. Combating diseases such as malaria, COVID-19, HIV/AIDS, and other STIs are dependent on millions of creation of jobs. We need to create millions of jobs to the young people. And these health workers that have graduated from various universities, if recruited in government, we are promoting private universities. We are promoting private colleges. We are promoting private schools because we are giving them power to say, continue, go ahead. You should not just graduate from government, but you can also graduate from a private university. But now what we are seeing today is that these people, they are graduating, the number keeps on increasing, and they are not given jobs. This is quite unfair. What would you do if that person who's not employed is your son? And this person now is politically dribbled. This government says, no, us when we come in power, immediately just come, you people are employed. So it was government to government. And some people believed the new Dawn government that they can do it because they were standing with the people. Politicians should stop with the tendency of standing with people today when they're in a particular situation or a particular condition for the sake of wanting to perform and wanting to get a result from the people, and later on switches off their phone, changes their numbers. This is not helping. If we want to grow our country, if we want people to point at, there lived a group of people, there lived the leaders who graduated, who helped those who graduated to get into employment, then we should be among ourselves.
There's no government for me on earth that can employ or that can give jobs to all the people in a particular country in a country like Zambia, for example. And if there was such a government or such an organization, I'm sure even leadership movement as we speak right now, by now, you'd have managed to empower all the Zambians while in the opposition. Don't you think that, again, in as much as, of course, these doctors, they have to protest, but again, we must be realistic here that UPND has just come into power 6 months in the office, and there's too much pressure on the table right now as we speak, because remember, it's not only about doctors, it's not about nurses, it's not about teachers, but there are other professions out there. You can talk about the engineers as well. Should they all protest?
They have every right to demonstrate, to protest, to raise their placards. They have every right, every professional, including the marketeers. We have marketeers who got their city market bent in unknown circumstances. If they want to protest, they have every right to do so. We have marketeers in Kitwe, Chisokon, that their market was bent in unknown circumstances. Some were arrested because of this particular government. They have every right to protest. Mind you, comrade, that there was a group of nurses that was fired from UTH. And the UPND promised to employ those people. And those people are quiet. So it's not everyone that you think when they protest, they are just reminding. And the president yesterday missed an opportunity. What he was supposed to do was say, young men, young women, come in, have a drink. This is the new dawn. This is how we do things now. Rather than blocking those people with the police. They were supposed to ensure that they invite those young people on the table. And I wish to call on President Hichilema to say, invite those young people on the table. Encourage them. They need psychosocial support. And tell them the same thing that you told them before elections. Because you know why government is failing to employ? There is no board at Ministry of Health. It's not the directors who employ. It's the board. The Ministry of Health today has no board. And the only way they can be employed is through public service. So that's why they are saying they have to wait for cabinet to issue an advert. But I also don't know if the acting secretary to cabinet is allowed to issue such instruction in order for them to go ahead. Meaning, the UPND should quickly put their house in order and accept that they have internal problems rather than making noise. They have the problem that they're not realizing that they're now in government and they should change. You find this official is saying, I'm disappointed. Words like disappointed, complaining, reporting should come to an end because now they are in power. And now they should change their goalpost. If in the village, what we used to do, if it is like that, if you don't have jerseys, others will remove machete here. Vangara no machete. Not that because you're going to Nchwala, but that is how it was done because you want to differentiate this team and this team. They need to realize that I would have joined a different team. But again, comrade, you need to realize that in order for this country to develop, we need to be serious. If you're not serious, you're failing to handle the issue and you're saying there's pressure. Can we say there's pressure sure to employ 800 doctors? 800 doctors. We are saying there's pressure.
It's very easy to say that when you're in the opposition. I should believe so.
No, but what I'm saying.
When you get